Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna is trending once again, and not for the reasons Ruto's critics would love.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. No questions asked.
ODM has barely settled after announcing Oburu Odinga as Raila's successor when reports emerged claiming Sifuna is on the shortlist for President Ruto's upcoming cabinet reshuffle. But the reports insist he is no longer just an opposition leader. He is being positioned as a potential cabinet secretary in Ruto's government. There is an incoming CS reshuffle in a few weeks. Edwin Sifuna will be appointed as CS. Let me tell you something you'll not believe.
2027, a relationship guided by the 10-point agenda entered into for the sake of peace and stability of the country.
The spark behind this frenzy traces back to Sifuna's own mouth. During the Oburu announcement, he stated that ODM leaders, including him, would stick with the broad-based government arrangement until 2027.
Lastly, as the top leadership of this party, we shall pursue all causes he dedicated his life to, do everything within our power to uphold the unity of the party and apply lessons learned from our departed leader and comrade in the service of the people of Kenya, who he loved and fought for. We reiterate the commitment of the party to the broad-based government until 2027, a relationship guided by the 10-point agenda entered into for the sake of peace and stability of the country.
And Kenyan political memory is sharp here. This is the same Sifuna who previously dismissed that arrangement, tore into the Ruto-Raila pact, and declared the cooperation long dead.
Speaker, let me first begin by saying this thing called broad-based, I don't know where it exists. Personally, I don't recognize any entity called called broad-based.
Na nataka niseme, for me, ukiniuliza kama Sifuna, ule mkataba tuliandika na UDA is of no use as I speak today. Haina kazi hiyo mkataba.
His sudden warmth now looks less like reconciliation and more like positioning.
Odinga, thank you very much, and thank you for your patience.
This narrative has surfaced before. During the height of the Gen Z protest, stories emerged suggesting Sifuna had been considered for cabinet, specifically the powerful interior docket. Ruto allies such as Didym's Baraza, Zahir Janda, and Gloria Roba gleefully suggested his hostility towards Ruto stemmed from missing out on that role.
The discussion of forming a broad-based government began many months behind the date that it was announced. There was an agreement that ODM will forward experts to join government. And there were many names of the potential cabinet ministers that were to be considered. And Edwin Sifuna's name was there. As the Secretary General of the party, his name was there. Then somehow, his name was removed because his leaders preferred Wycliffe Oparanya. And they felt like they should not have two names from the Mulembe nation as experts. So that is how Edwin Sifuna's name was removed. Of course, there were many discussions and many lobbying. I happen to have been among the people that Sifuna approached just to ensure that we push his name through so that he can be appointed cabinet minister. But of course, there are very many of other dynamics that are favored MPESA, including an attempt by some people whom we believed were sponsored by Sifuna to attempt to go to court and argue that MPESA Paranya have an active case with EACC and is therefore not fit to be appointed as whatever. But Baba strongly believed that he's either will for Paranya or no another person from our region.
Senior political insiders now say this talk is more than a gossip. Officials in both State House and ODM note that the president is calculating the value of Sifuna in government. And the goal appears tactical: soothe ODM's internal fractures after Raila's death and secure the opposition party's votes in parliament as the 2027 race approaches.
Kwa heshima ya huyu shujaa wetu, ile kitu siwezi kukubali na nitafanya juu chini, Mungu anisaidie, ni wale ambao wanataka kung'oa chama ya ODM na kwenda kuchezea karata ya upinzani kule nje. Hiyo haitawezekana.
Anything that Ruto was banking on the ODM, it is on people who cannot even bring a delegate to him. A person like Ibandi, he will never be elected there.
Sifuna, as ODM Secretary General, now occupies a central place in succession chess. Gladys Wanga and her allies are pushing ODM to integrate more deeply with UDA. Sifuna leads a faction that insists ODM must retain its identity while navigating national power.
Baba aliongea kwa kinywa chake mwenyewe, na waomba viongozi msiingize maneno kwa mdomo ya mtu ambaye amelala. Alisema yeye mwenyewe, akasema kama chama lazima tujiandae kwa ajili ya uchaguzi wa mwaka 2027. Na wale ambao wanaeneza mambo mengine hapa, baba alisema who has told you? Who has told you? Who has told you? Kwa hivyo sisi tutafuata the last standing instruction ya baba.
And I've said in ODM, everybody will be allowed to say their piece. Aladwa has one vote, Sifuna has one vote. Let him cast his vote for Ruto. I will not cast my vote for Ruto. It is that simple.
A cabinet post would reduce his attacks on Ruto, hence giving Ruto more time ahead of 2027. Youth politics remains another factor here. Sifuna, 41 years already, still enjoys solid credibility with the younger voters and activists who view him as one of the few leaders capable of speaking their language. Those same voters turned against Ruto's administration after the heavy response to the finance bill protest. Bringing Sifuna into government would act as repair work where trust eroded fastest.